Hi, I'm Tara Carroll. I'm a disabled artist and accessibility consultant, and I also run Chronic Collective with Anya O'Hara, which is we're a collective that supports disabled artists and programming and disabled audiences. So hello. I just wanted to say thank you so much, Roisin. That was a really great written piece that you wrote, and hit on pretty much everything I think we can all collectively say we agree with. So I don't have anything like really prepared. I'm just wanted to talk to my position as a disabled artist and all the disabled artists that I support through the work I do. So one, yeah, I'm a disabled artist myself on disability allowance. So to hear of this green paper is very, very worrying. And to be with just experience of also being on job seekers for many times in my lifetime. And the harassment and the push from intro to do certain courses and to do certain work was so stressful. And even when I had a part-time job, I couldn't find a full-time job because I wasn't well, that I was harassed a lot about even when I had a job, they were still giving out to me if I missed an appointment, and they would threaten me if that they would threaten me to cut me off my supplementary job seekers. I only So that was a lot. So I can only imagine what it would be like now on disability allowance, and then if this green paper does come true, what that actually would look like, and how detrimental that's going to be. So in terms of a disabled artist, artists are already working in a very precarious industry. We are already fighting against a lot, let alone if you're a disabled artist, because we are self-employed. We work. Our pay is far less than other industries. We don't get contracts as much, so then even our access needs won't be respected. Um, so you can lose money easily. So for example, I just came out of like a 2 week period of being bedbound, which happens every like 6 weeks. And when that happens, it means I can't work at all. And to reschedule work, some people can be kind, and other people, even though they want you as a disabled artist and they want your work, they don't necessarily want to tend to your needs, and don't want to be flexible. So I often lose money a lot and lose work a lot. So I'm very dependent on my disability allowance to come in. The one thing which I think has come up with Margaret and Roisin as well, and it is also the fact that like this green paper is against the Department of Social Protection's own research. They have done research from INDECON, the Indicon, that says that disability cost is 9,000 to 12,000 a year, despite whatever disability you have, it still costs to have a disability. So we're already working in a minus. So as artists, we already have so much unpaid labor, and as disabled artists, we're always teaching other people how to work with us and how to be more accessible, and that's also a lot of free labor involved. So last Wednesday, I know Mariam was there, and that's kind of why I've been invited to talk. But there was a meeting last Wednesday with the Arts Council and other organisations, and it was called Artists with Disabilities, Rights, Works and Welfare. So they're doing research at the moment with I think his name is Finn Phillip or something. He's a doctorate from doing a PhD in Maynooth, and his PhD is on social welfare supports and disabled artists. So he has been working with 35 artists disabled artists and talking about their experiences of being on welfare and the struggles of working. So they do have some research there. Now, it's not like the greatest, I'm not gonna lie. It's not talks to intersectionality at all. It avoids intersectionality of other marginalized communities completely, which I think often happens with the Arts Council and ADI and all these places. I don't think it's either you're just a disabled artist. It doesn't. They don't also talk about intersectionality within that, and how for even a Black disabled artist that's going to be, or a trans disabled artist, it's going to be a lot harder to obtain job opportunities. So that's kind of worrying as well, that that's not being talked about. Their stance from the meeting is that they all equally want to scrap the green paper. I was kind of worried that they were going to talk to that it was going to, that they would want like a compromise, but they actually wanted to be completely scrapped. So that was really great to hear. So I think we can work closely with Arts Council to also come up with a submission, because that's what I was trying to focalize with them, is that how are you going to use this research to put pressure on disability or Department of Social Protection to change policies and to also scrap the green paper. So I know it's good that we now have till March, but I think we really need to put the head down in terms of getting this scrapped. A big kind of like stat that I found during the week was Social Justice Ireland. They had done research in last December 2022, and says that Ireland is the lowest employment rate in the EU of disabled people. So our current rate is 26.2% of disabled people in Ireland is employed. In comparison to the EU, which is 48.1 in other countries. So we're already up against so much. And if this three-tier system comes in and they want us to search for work, that's going to be pretty impossible. It's already so hard to find work as an artist, to find work in and then supplement that work and not have the capacity to do other jobs, like Roisin was saying, in terms of like, I used to work hospitality for 12 years. I could not do a hospitality job anymore. Like I would be fired so quickly because I am constantly bedbound every few weeks. And even the simple thing of like all of our medical appointments are during the day. So to then, like, you'd be also losing time. You will also be asking for time off during that, and like how will that be respected, and things like that. So I think it's just getting really, really worrisome. I really do hope that the Arts Council, because it was really hard. I know Mariam was there, and the YouTube from that meeting is available to watch back on. I actually had a bit of a breakdown while I was speaking, because it was really, really hard to hear a lot of able-bodied people in the room, and then arts. There was disabled people in the room, but they were mainly from arts organizations. There was very little disabled artists there, and again, it's people talking about a topic that's about a person, about disabled artists, but then not having enough disabled artists in the room, and lack of diversity was insane in that room. Mariam was one of the only people of color in that room. There's no one else. There's no trans people. There's no queer people. Like it was just really, really bad. So I'm kind of very worrisome and wary of where that will go. As well, and how they're going to actually support disabled artists through this, and how are they really going to back us up in terms of scrap the paper? How urgent are they going to respond to this as well? Because March will quickly come around, and I think things need to be put in place. And then in terms of Chronic Collective, we work with disabled artists, and constantly we have to pay disabled artists cash in hand and in other ways, because it's already so restrictive of how you can work on disability supports. And like I know you technically can work on disability supports, but then to now like go back on this now instead of creating like positive change within disability supports and supporting more disabled people in working and be having more insecurity, they're actually going to force it in the total different direction. And it's very evident that it's going to be it's going to actually undo all the work that the Arts Council, arts organizations and the industry have done in because we are getting a bit more accessible for disabled artists currently in the last like 2 years or so, but still a lot of work to do. But this green paper will dramatically will reduce the amount of disabled people who will be able to work in the industry. And yeah, that's I guess all I can think of right now. Sorry, I didn't have anything prepared, but I just wanted to put my position in. I want to carve out time to really work on submissions or things that we can do to get this paper scrapped. So I am here for the fight. I'm going to change work to be there for the protest on Thursday. I've been trying to get CAT2 involved. If you know, CAT2 is the housing union that has unions all over Ireland. And I was trying to show to them that if this green paper comes true, that there will be a lot of disabled people who will be in worse housing security than before, and that they should be jumping on this too. So hopefully we could have at least we hopefully will have the support of CAT2 as well to spread the word to their members as well. Yeah, that's kind of it. Sorry, it was a little bit rambly, but
No, we love a good ramble. Thank you so much, Tara. I think for those of us who are involved in the art world, we all like we're so invested in it, but other people have no idea what it's like. So I think it's such an important perspective to hear because it might shock people to know disabled artists exist.
exactly, yeah. And we're also very wanted right now, which is so interesting that like disabled artists, there has been more pathways carved out in the arts industry currently. It is still very tokenized, I'm not gonna lie, but there is work there, but it's very tokenized. But that's going to be all done with the green paper. We will see far less people able to say yes to opportunities to show their work as disabled artists. We're already a very hidden community. We're already a very forgotten about community, and we are not catered to at all. So to then fight against all this on top of it is going to be a really, really tough one. So yeah.
Perfect. Thank you. Loads of comments thanking you for how articulate you were and sharing your experiences, all that jazz. Look forward to seeing you and everybody on Thursday.